Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy super fan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
I said super fan, but it sounded like blah, 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 blah. You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. So, happy spooky season.
Ashley's ready. It's
I'm
October
ready.
1st, and we're
recording this on October 1st.
I'm still wearing sleeveless things. I'm not okay. I love Halloween, but I don't like fall. I hate fall.
Really? Why?
First of all, I don't like pumpkin.
Okay.
I have like a sensitivity to it, and I just hate pumpkin flavored because of that. But also, I don't like it because it's signifying that like it's going to be cold, and the days are like already super short, and it's just I don't like any of that.
Valid points. Yep. Valid points.
Yep. Like when I wake up and walk sunny, it's dark out now, and I live in the ghetto, and I'm not here for that.
Yeah, not for the dark, the ghetto under darkness. Ghetto, yeah, no, not good. Valid points. I do love pumpkin.
Most people do.
Like, I love pumpkin pie.
I know I'm the weird one.
My favorite pie. I can have pumpkin pie any time of the year, even though you can't get it. I got the Whole Foods vegan pumpkin pie last year. Trash. Even though I had gotten it years prior. I must have got a bad batch. Gotten it years prior, and it's always been good. And this year, it was like, last year. Disgusting.
Weird. Are you going to try it again this year?
Probably, because the odds are still in my favor.
Okay.
But I was very disappointed. I'm going to have a backup, though, because it was so bad. But because I love pumpkin pie. Do
they have other vegan pie options?
Usually, yeah. But that's my favorite pie, so I always want to get pumpkin pie. So yeah, I will get I'll get something else in case it's trash. Like, I wouldn't even give it to people. Like, I wasn't like, I'm not going to give it to my neighbors or whatever because, like, oh, here's some vegan pie. This is trash. Like, it's bad. It's a bad look. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and usually definitely. It's good. So I love pumpkin. Yes, do not like the shorter days. I'm with you.
I hate the shorter days. Oh my god.
I'm a summer. I wish it'd be summer all the time. Like, yes, I'm a summer girly.
And we live in California, so it kind of is summer all the time.
Yeah. So when I was growing up in Ohio, it was like when you get into fall, you could be like, this is nice, it's crisp, it's pretty, but winter is coming. We don't really have that here. So you can kind of enjoy. I can enjoy autumn.
Still, it still is winter though. Like, I know it's like California winter, but it still does get colder.
It does, but it's kind of, it's just like autumn plus.
We do get rainy season.
Extra autumn. Yes. I mean, some years we do.
As someone who has to commute to work, we do get a rainy season.
Yeah, sometimes. We need one.
I know. My bike doesn't like it.
No, I know. I'm always like, feel bad complaining about it raining because I'm like,
I know,
the 3 times a year it rains.
Also complain about it.
I know.
It rained way more than 3 times this year. This whole what was it like? March was just like rain-a-palooza.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I know. But I remember the first 5 years I lived in California, it sprinkled 3 times.
That's true. Yeah, same. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I remember, we're getting way off topic, but we're still talking fall. This is the Halloween episode, so we can talk autumn for a little bit. I remember when I was like, the first time it rained, when in literally 3 or 4 years, I was at my office job, and it started, our whole front of our building was glass. And it started hitting the glass, and everybody ran to the windows.
That's funny.
Yeah. It was you would have thought there was a meteor shower. We're all like, ooh, look. And it wasn't even downpouring. It was
sprinkling.
Yeah. It was just a gentle rain. Yeah. So yeah. California and rain. All right. So yes, it is spooky season. It is October 1st when we're recording this. I've got my Disney Mickey Pumpkin sweater on, all my other Halloween stuff.
I'm not dressed appropriately because
I'm at the house.
Yet. And it's also hot and muggy out, so.
Yes, I recorded a different video for my YouTube channel, and I had to put the air conditioning on for a good 30 minutes before I could film with this sweater on.
Nice.
Just to be the vibes, right?
That's so funny.
Yes. Okay, so we're talking Halloween episode of Buffy all the way. All right. So you said you liked this one. You liked this episode.
I mean, especially compared to the last episode. The last episode was kind of trash, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. All right.
This episode was much better.
Okay. So All the Way.
Rating is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All the Way originally aired October 30th, 2001. Written by Stephen S. DeKnight and directed by David Solomon. And the synopsis is, in a quirky, and something. I don't even know what that word is. Erudite?
Spell it.
Erudite.
Yeah. Oh, Erudite.
Okay, what does that mean?
Usually that means like smart, right?
Okay.
Doesn't that mean like smart? Hang on.
Erudite. Yeah, I think you're right. Or like intelligent or something.
Having a strong great knowledge or learning, yes.
Huh, okay. Anyway, a sudden announcement sends the Scooby Gang into celebration mode on Halloween, but plenty of frights come to light when Dawn disappears. Anya, who has been bugging Xander to announce their engagement for months, finally gets her wish. And Xander drops his bombshell. After Xander drops his bombshell, Buffy and company throw a party for the couple, only to when they realize that Dawn has sneaked out with a friend. Out in the town, the young Summers winds up meeting a teen who craves more than just mischief.
Naughty, naughty Dawn.
Naughty Dawn. Naughty Dawn. All right, so we started at the magic box and we come into chaos because it's the Halloween sale.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween sale.
It's all decorated, which is cool.
Yeah, it actually seems like a really fun, like, atmosphere. Like, just fun. I don't know. I just like I wish I could like hang out there on this day.
It would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, big Halloween sale. Everybody's there helping out because it is nuts. Xander is a pirate. That was our question.
I think what is cowboy or ghost or sheriff or vampire?
Yeah. The question was, people were like, sometimes you forget to tell us the question, and I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. So I am going to be better about reminding everyone what the question was and whether you got it right or wrong. So I said the question was, what is Xander and Anya's or our costumes? So Xander is a pirate. You got that wrong. And I don't think you didn't even try with Anya's. She's a Charlie's Angel. Yeah, Charlie's Angel. Even though she thinks it's a type of angel, an angel that fights crime.
Yeah, that's right.
But we will get to her. All right, so Xander is a pirate. He's gonna like talking to the kids and like being his little character. Anya is a Charlie's Angel, and Dawn. She's like, "What is your costume?" She's like, "I'm too cool for Halloween now."
And I noticed in this episode she looked older.
Yeah, she did.
And she looks like I'm not trying to say she wasn't pretty before, but she looks prettier. Like
they're just trying to mature her, I think, in this episode.
Exactly. And I was just like, oh, she's growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think if she's like starting to like go out with boys and like make out with boys, they have to like make her look a little bit more mature.
Should she be going out and making out with boys?
No, well, if they're going to do it, like in the show, they're gonna have to make her look a little like more mature, I guess. I don't know. So Willow is venting about how she's so mad at all these like witches, people dressed up, with the warts and the like
the nose thing,
the big nose and the hats. Like it's so stupid, like it's ridiculous. But almost all of them. When a little girl comes over and asks for candy corn, just go up to the stranger and ask for candy. Sounds like a good job, but by yourself, or your parents. And she's got her little wart, and she's like, "Oh, but you're so cute. Like that's fine. That's okay.
She was really cute. Yeah,
that's okay." And then Buffy is helping out, and Anya asks her to go get some more mandate root from the basement. And she's like, "Hey, don't blame me if we have this conversation again and again because of the last episode."
And so Dawn sees some sort of coin.
Yeah, on the table. She's stealing something. Like we've seen, now she's starting to steal things.
I thought she said she was going to be better at one point. Didn't she say that?
She did.
Okay, that lasted.
Yeah. So yeah, she just steals a coin. There's like a coin on the table, and she puts it in her pocket. So she goes downstairs. Buffy goes downstairs, and she catches Spike stealing some.
Oh, what was he stealing?
What was he stealing? It was like a root or something. It was like a root or something that he puts in his blood, and it makes it all hot and spicy. So it gives it some texture and a flavor.
Right.
And he's like, I was going to pay for it. He's like, no, I'm just kidding. I wasn't. I was going to steal it. And Buffy says, like, what are you doing? Like, helping out. I thought you were done with this. And she says, just one time, just helping because of the sale, not going back into retail. And he says, hey.
He about patrolling.
He says, you down for some rough and tumble? And she's like, oh my God, what? What are you talking about? He's like, patrolling. Like, you want to patrol?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna probably because, like Halloween, stereotypically, nothing happens. Like the evil is not afoot on Halloween. And he's like, okay, that's fine. I had plans anyway. Great Pumpkin's on in 20.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, so Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin is on. So he's gonna go home and watch that. So he just leaves. And Buffy's like, it was so much easier to talk to him when he wanted to kill me.
Yep. Yeah. So now
she,
it's all weird.
yeah, it's a little awkward. It's not awkward for him. I think he's like totally like whatever. But she's like, what do you mean by that? Oh, you know, she's reading into everything. Yeah, she is overanalyzing. So he helps her find the magic root, and then she takes it upstairs. She's helping Giles bag things, and she's like really hates this. She's like, actually maybe I should go patrol instead of like helping out here. Yeah. He's like, don't be silly. Like, of course, like nothing happens on Halloween. She's like, except for costumes taking over your personality and like little Irish like revenge demons or whatever because they got stuck in that house. Besides that, because every Halloween something does happen. Exactly. And he says, well, chances are it will happen to one of us. So I don't think you need to rest and like take it out. She's like, okay. She just wants to get out of there. She wants to get out of her helping.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. So on the street, there's this guy, this old man carrying some groceries down the street.
And he's humming Pop the Weasel.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
Which is not creepy at all.
Yeah. And he goes up into his house, and there kind of are like toys everywhere around his house, like kids' toys.
Yep.
And he kind of like looks out the window and sees kids starting to trick or treat. And he's like, hey, like kitties, whatever. And then he's like, oh, I have a nice like treat for you. And he like takes his knife. He takes like a knife off of
huge butcher's knife.
And he's kind of like just holding it, and he's like gonna have a treat for the kids. Yeah, so creepy. Mm-hmm. Stranger danger. So we go to the credits and we come back. We're back at the magic box. The last customer has left and everybody is exhausted.
They're done.
They're exhausted. Except for Anya, who is riding high.
All the money.
All the money. She is like still totally high. She's like, we can do this again tomorrow. Post-season clearance sale. And they're like, oh. She's like, hope we can do this again tomorrow. And she's like doing like a dance with the money, and Xander's kind of watching her.
Yeah.
Xander's watching her. He's like, I'm going to marry that girl. And this was stupid when Buffy's like, she's 15 and she's my sister. Like, why would she be thinking about that?
Yeah, I don't know why she thought that. No.
Nothing.
What was that? Oh.
Nothing. That was just people that.
Is Xander going to marry Dawn?
It was a beyond. It had nothing to do with the show.
Really?
I will say. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to know more about that.
No. Okay. Anyway, she's like, oh, Anya. Yeah, Anya. So Xander gets up and says, hey, we have an announcement to make. And he says, we're engaged. Yeah, we're engaged. And everybody's like shocked / happy. Yeah. Willow does not seem that happy.
She doesn't.
Now she's like, nice, guys.
Okay. I thought Buffy and Giles looked concerned.
Yeah, they didn't look like overjoyed.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
Because they are like, I guess,
because they're young.
20. Yeah. Well, Anya's not, but you know what I mean. Xander's very young.
Xander is, yeah.
Yeah. And people are just kind of like congratulating them, and they're like, they start like kissing intensely. Yeah. And Giles starts taking his glasses off to clean them. And she's like, is that why you always clean your glasses so you can't see what we're doing? He's like, tell no one. So that him always cleaning his glasses, now we know why he always does that. Because he doesn't want to see what they're up to. She's like, we have to do something for them.
Yeah.
And so we go to Buffy's house, and they kind of like just kind of pulled this out of thin air because they weren't planning to do this little impromptu engagement party.
I feel like they could have just had an engagement party like the following week or whatever.
They could have.
Do it tonight.
Yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, maybe next. And Anya's like, it's okay. There's gonna be plenty of like celebrations and stuff. And Tara's like, yeah, maybe we can decorate for the one next time. And Willow says, oh, I can take care of that. And she does a spell, and the whole like house is like decorated for their little party, which Tara and Giles share a look over. Like,
yeah.
Okay, she like used magic again.
Tara asks her, why do you use magic when you can do something naturally?
Yeah, so they're alone in the kitchen, and Tara talks to Willow, says she's not comfortable with her using so much magic.
Yeah, like she's starting to use it a lot.
Yeah, she's like, when you can do things naturally, like why you always your first like resort is magic instead of just doing something for yourself. And she's like, well, you know, we could fight demons the old-fashioned way. She says that's different because you're protecting people.
Yep.
you're protecting people.
Willow's like, well, this makes them happy, which is kind of the same. And it's like,
yeah. When people don't
not.
die, they're happy. And it's just like the happiness that Anya got when I decorated for her party.
Wow.
And she's like, that's not the same.
No.
But they get interrupted because Dawn comes in to like check on the chips that Willow is getting. But she notices that they were fighting. And she's like, oh, sorry. And they just kind of, Willow brushes it away and they go back in the party. So that conversation really didn't get finished, but they're not happy. They're all in there in the main like living room talking. Dawn talks about wanting a tattoo. Buffy says, no.
Over my dead body, the kind that
doesn't come back. And then she said, okay, well, bye. I'm gonna go to Janice's for a sleepover. And she's like, you told me I could go. Buffy's like, wait.
And this is tricky, right? Because she's like, oh, you said I could go. And Buffy's like in her head thinking like, shoot, did I say that? And
yeah.
It's like, she probably didn't. And Dawn's making her feel bad about it. Like, did you ever do this as a teenager?
No. But I do think that Buffy probably said yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Dawn just made up the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And she just like used that as like an excuse to be like, Buffy, oh yeah, you told me this is okay, remember? And
yeah, that's
so
possible.
Buffy was just kind of on the spot and was like, oh, okay.
I just feel like Buffy's head is everywhere, so I think she easily could have said, yeah, and didn't realize it was Halloween because she kind of made that point. Like, oh, you mean tonight?
I think she just like, no, she stole the coin. She's lying about the sleepover. She's gonna go meet boys. I think she's just being bad.
Being bad Dawn. Naughty Dawn. And she asks Giles, like, what do you think? And Giles like, it's not up to me.
Yeah, I know. Why does she ask him that?
Yeah, like she's not ready to like be Dawn's parent, and so she's trying to defer to Giles.
She is the parent though,
but she is, even though she's not ready.
Yes.
And yeah, Giles is like, it's not up to me. And Dawn says, I'll walk right there. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be roaming the streets. And so like I get Buffy like relents and lets her go. So in an alley we hear Dawn's walking. And she hears something. She's getting ready. She like grabs like a big thing of wood, like in case it's a vampire or whatever. And she actually just stumbles upon two people making out. She's like, "Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna kill me." And then Janice finds her, and they've done the old switcheroo. So Janice's mom.
She told her parents that she was gonna go sleep over Buffy's.
Yeah. So they both think that they're sleeping over at each other's houses. So they are gonna have mischief. And she's like, go
to the park.
And like the way Janice says it, like Dawn's like, where are we going? And she's like, the park. Like, whoa, the park. Where the swings are. The park.
Wasn't
like
there a creepy episode
so
about
bad. Yeah, there were like two kids. They were not really, but were murdered at the park.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's just, she was like, the park. Like, this is so bad. I'm so bad. We go to the park. So they go to the park. Well, actually, they meet up. Yeah, they meet up with these two guys, Zach and Justin.
Okay, and then my question to you is: at this point, how old is Dawn supposed to be? Like 15?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, okay, so like grade 9. Yeah,
she's a freshman.
She's in grade 9. Okay, because I was wondering if she was lying about that. I was like, is she actually grade 9? Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's about right.
Okay.
And then so they meet up with them. Janice and Zach have something going on already, and Dawn likes Justin, and Justin's kind of like, oh, I've seen you around. Yeah. I'm so cool, Mr. Letterman jacket. Yeah. So she's like, okay, we're at the park now. What are we going to do? And they just start egging houses. The boys just start egging houses.
And they're letting air out of tires and like...
Yes.
Oh my God.
Just very juvenile shit.
We overhear the boys talking about going all the way. And I'm like...
Your face.
I was like, these are young girls. But that is not what they meant.
Yeah. Think about going all the way. We'll see. And Janice is like, this is lame. Like, let's do something else. Like, this is really lame that we're just doing all this like juvenile stuff. And then they pass that old man's house.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, this is what we need to do. And then we go to, they have a really interesting little tiny scene. This was probably added for time, I feel like, where Xander and Giles, well, no, maybe not, now that I'm thinking about it. It does probably serve a purpose. But Xander and Giles are talking about his future.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys going to move in together, with your combined income, maybe you can buy a house. And Xander's kind of like, he's overwhelmed.
Of course he is.
Emotionally.
Yeah. As
he's overwhelmed. So then we go back to the street where the Dawn and Janice and them are. They say this is like old man Kattenbach's house. Okay. And they like kind of dare Dawn. Yeah, he's crazy. And kind of dares Dawn to go up and like smash the pumpkin on his porch. She goes up there, she's about to smash it, and then the guy grabs her arm. Old man K grabs her arm. She drops the pumpkin, and he's like, "You're not supposed to, you're not supposed to mess with pumpkins on Halloween night. But you guys should come in. Kids, come in. I'll give you a treat." And they're like, "Oh, we have to go in."
I feel like that's such a terrible idea.
Had totally terrible idea.
That happened to me, I would have been like,
no. I mean, it's crazy. But Dawn wants to like seem like brave and whatever in front of Justin. So
again, stupid.
Yeah, Dawn.
Girls, we don't need to do this.
No, Dawn and Jazz don't want to go, but they do. So they go in. So they're all sitting on his couch, and they notice that there's toys all around, and they're like, "Wow, like nice toys." And he says that in the 50s he was a toy designer,
which is
like,
cool actually.
Every like big toy in the 50s like was designed by him, and
he was the best.
He was the best, and he was just like got so much enjoyment when like a kid got one of his toys for a Christmas or their birthday, but then one mistake and they took it all away from him. But he doesn't say what the mistake was.
Nope, and that adds to the creepiness.
Yeah. And then he says, "Who wants to help Daddy in the kitchen?" When he says Daddy, it's like, oh my God, like it's horrible. I am like grossed out beyond belief when he says Daddy. He's like, "How about you, Sally?" And he's talking to Dawn.
Dawn's like,
"What?" And Justin's like, "You know what? Sally's not much for cooking. Like, why don't I come help you?"
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want Dawn to. Well, we think he doesn't want Dawn to go there with him, this strange guy. So in the kitchen, the old man like grabs a knife, and he's like talking about getting you kids a treat and all this, and then it turns out that Justin is a vampire.
Yeah.
Surprise.
It was a surprise, actually.
Yeah. He turns and bites the old man. And then the old man like drops the knife and he knocks over something that's on the oven. And we see it was just Rice Krispies.
He was actually making treats. He wasn't a creepy old man. He was just trying to be nice.
I mean, he was a creepy old man, but that didn't mean he was trying to like do anything.
Nefarious.
Yeah, like if they would have taken out the daddy thing, I would have felt much like. But I always feel bad. I always feel so bad for this guy every time I watch it because I feel so bad. He was just making. He just loved kids and was just making like treats for the kids and stuff. And the teenagers came up, so he's gonna give the teenagers some. That was really sad because he just made little Halloween Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, he wanted to share.
I know.
Friends.
Oh God, my heart. Yeah. So Justin comes out. He's like, "Let's go." I swiped his wallet. Let's go. So they all like run. They all run out of the house, and Justin and Zach are kind of talking to themselves. He's like, "Oh man, that guy was just gross. Like I drank that old man's blood, and he was nasty." And he's like, "Well, yeah. What about these two? Are we going to go all
Lunchables?
Are we going to Lunchables, or are we going to go all the way and turn them?" Yeah. So he's saying, are they going to bite? Just drain Janice and Dawn, or are they going to turn them into vampires? So they're like, let's see how the night goes.
Stupid.
So at Buffy's, Anya, Xander, Buffy, and Giles are talking, about the engagement and everything. And Anya's just going on about the future and how they have to plan for a house. Babies, gotta plan for babies, all this stuff. And I love when Giles is like,
gotta plan for babies.
Yeah. And Giles says, Rupert is an exceptionally strong name.
Oh, yeah.
And Anya starts laughing. She's like, yeah, we want our kid to like eat glue and get their lunch money stolen. And he's like, oh, Buffy's like trying not to laugh. And you could just see that like Xander's very overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like, if he didn't realize like getting married usually leads to those other things.
Right.
Like just not having thought that far out.
It's a huge commitment, and it does lead to like other responsibilities.
Yeah, it does.
Financial, all kinds of other things. So he's very overwhelmed. So Buffy and him go outside to get some air, and he's like, oh, some air. And they talk outside, and
she's like, talking about love and celebration and moving forward.
She's like, this is a good thing. This is how life's supposed to go.
Yeah, it is.
And and so she's like, this is a good thing. And he's just like, okay, yeah, I'm okay, I'm all right. And he's like, we're gonna go back in. She's like, no, I think I'm gonna take up Spike's offer to patrol. It's a little too much for me in there. Like, I think she has a problem, like, like she doesn't like being around like a lot of people since she died and everything. So she's gonna go patrol. So on the street, Justin gives her like her half of what he stole from that old man.
And she admits like, that she's a freshman.
She's a freshman and she steals. Like, I'm bad. I steal all the time.
I haven't paid for lipstick since ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she admits to stealing. And she's cold. He gives her
his jacket.
His Letterman jacket. And he's like, oh, where did Zach go? Oh, we went to get the car. And she's like, oh, you have a car? We've been walking around town this whole night and you have a car? And then we see Zach stealing a car. He like bites this woman, throws her out of the car, and like steals the car.
Pretty terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Buffy is walking around and she's like seeing these like couples walk around and she's like kind of like lamenting about, Xander and Anya like moving forward. And I think she feels very alone in this moment. Yeah. Because she's back to like, oh, I'm alone. I can't make it work with anybody. And my friends are moving forward.
Yeah, she wants that.
Obviously, Tara and Willow are in a very serious relationship. And once again, she's the fifth wheel. But she sees like a crowd and like an ambulance, so she runs over there, and it's the girl that was pulled out of the car by Zach, and she's got a
bite marks,
very obvious bite mark. She's like, "Okay, stuff's happening tonight. Like, let's go." So at Buffy's, Giles answers the phone, and it's Janice's mom wanting to talk to Janice, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, they've done the switcheroo." So that means Dawn is out running amok.
Liar.
Yeah, Liza Minnelli. Yeah. Giles was out in the living room. They're all dancing, but Tara's kind of watching. They're all dancing, and Giles
turns the music down.
Party's over.
Yep.
Party's over. He tells them what's happened. Yep. Yeah. Giles is gonna go to Spike's because he said Buffy. Xander tells him that Buffy went to Spike's to go to patrol, so he's gonna try to go to Spike's. He sends he sends Willow and Tara to the bronze to check if she's there, and then Xander and Anya stay there in case she comes back or Janice's mom calls or anything. So they all spread out to go look for Dawn. All right, so we're back with Dawn and them, and Zach and Janice run off to have privacy.
Well, she's like, tag you're it or something, right?
Yeah, she runs off, and he vamps and follows her. And then so Dawn and Justin are in the car, and they're gonna park. So Justin's like trying to kiss her and she's a little bit nervous. She's kind of like, oh, like turn on the radio, like
turn on the heat.
Yeah, like,
she
it's
just
so cold.
Looks kind of uncomfortable.
She's saying it's so cold and he's like, it doesn't bother me.
What I like about her in this moment is she asks him what he expects.
Yeah.
Like, that's really transparent. Really, that's actually really mature of her to do that because she clearly doesn't want to do certain things and she wants to kind of like broach that with him.
Yeah.
A lot of 15-year-old people probably wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So
yeah.
That's like, I admire her for being able to do that.
Yeah. And he says, I just want to taste you.
Which is kind of gross and creepy. Regardless of being a vampire. I didn't like that, but she thought it was cool, so she kisses him.
She's like, yeah, so okay. They go for it. So they kiss and she's like, wow. And he's like, was that your first kiss? No. Was it my first kiss? Yeah, it was my first kiss. And he's like, it was fine. It's okay. So they start kissing again. So at the bronze, Tara and Willow.
Big Halloween party going
on. They're looking for Dawn. They're looking around.
And then Willow's just going to start a little spell to try and find her. And Dawn's like, wait, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm just going to move everyone who isn't Dawn to an alternate dimension for just like a minute.
Yeah.
What? And she doesn't think that's a big deal?
Whoever isn't a 15-year-old girl, she's going to move them to a dimension. And then she's like, they won't even notice. They won't even know. It's going to be so fast.
That is bananas that she thinks that's okay to do.
Yeah.
What if something goes wrong, which is what
Tara says.
Oh my God.
Nothing will go wrong. Okay. Well, now I feel better.
Love your confidence.
Nothing's going to go wrong. And this brings up the fight they had before already, like that she's gonna do this. Tara gets really mad, and it's interesting because like when they're fighting, Willow silences the.
So
party.
She does a spell anyway.
Does a spell to silence everyone so they can fight.
And Dawn asks, or not Dawn, Tara asks her how Giles would feel, and then Willow's like, "Oh, you talking about me behind my back?" Thanks.
And then she says, what am I supposed to do? Just keep my mouth shut? And she said, that would be a good start to Tara. And Tara's like,
atrocious to say.
Yeah. And then Tara says, you know what? If I didn't love you so much, I would. And she like storms off, does the spell, like, so the music starts again and everything, and walks off. And she tries to follow her, but Tara's not having it.
Horrible.
Crazy. Yeah. And then we go to the car where Justin bites her kind of like on the lip.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like bite her. And they kiss some more. And then when they're kissing, he turns. Like as they're kissing, like he turns. He vamps. So then we go to Spike's, and Night of the Living Dead is on his TV when Buffy barges in.
It's not the Great Pumpkin.
I guess he already watched that. This is after. This is late night Halloween now.
Sure.
That was earlier. And so she just barges in. He says, you know what? You just start knocking, basically. Just like trespassing, like just knock on my door. But then she's like, there's something happening. Like, there's something going on. He's like, yeah, did you look at Dawn? And she's like, what about Dawn? So he's like, Giles was over here, told me about the switcheroo. So Dawn's out there running around by herself. Giles is looking in the graveyard. I did a sweep through the tunnels. I didn't see her. So then they gather their stuff, and they're going to go look for Dawn.
Yep.
So in the graveyard, Giles is looking around, and he's like missed graveyard. This is going to end well. He's all by himself. He falls over, gets up. He's like, great, this is going great. He hears screaming, and he runs over and he grabs this guy off this girl who he thinks is Dawn.
But it's Janice.
And it's Janice. And him and Zach like start fighting. Giles he holds his own. He really does.
I was impressed.
He throws Zach back up against a tree and he gets impaled. His heart is not down here, but somehow it stakes him anyway.
Close enough,
and he dusts, even though it's not even close to his heart.
That was a cool kill.
Yeah. Completely kind of on accident, but still, we'll give him credit. So in the car, Dawn screams and runs because she sees that Justin is a vampire. But he catches her and he talks to her. He's like, you're just different from the other girls. This isn't about being bit. Like, you're just different. I can just say. And then he goes to bite her, and she almost lets him.
Yeah, because he's hypnotizing her or something?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
And then Giles finds her and stops it. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna fight. Giles is gonna stand up to Justin, and then all these other cars pull up.
Yeah, what is going on?
It's like the Sharks and the Jets, but vampires. They all come up and they're like, okay.
They're all growling.
Now it's 6 of them against Giles. So more than that, probably. So
and Justin's got Dawn in a chokehold type situation.
Yeah, he's holding her. But thankfully, Spike and Buffy show up at the exact right moment. And Buffy and Dawn have a funny moment where she's like, you were parking with this guy? You were parking with a vampire? And she's like, I didn't know he was a vampire. I just met him. And she's like, you're parking with a guy you just met?
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Dawn throws the, you haven't fallen for a vampire before. She's like, that's not the same thing as this. And eventually, they just, they start fighting. And one of the guys yells at Buffy, die, Slayer. And then she just barely even looks at him and stakes him.
Yeah.
And then Justin hears that and he's like, you're the Slayer's sister? That's why I was so drawn to you. And Dawn's like, yeah, no, I don't. Even if you were a vampire now, you just said you liked me because of my sister. Where this is over. This is anything that I thought I liked you. No.
Well, it's a vampire.
Yeah. And that, obviously. Yeah, so they're fighting. Spike kills one that he's like, he's like, don't you know you're not supposed to do this stuff on Halloween? We're supposed to take the night off. Take the night off. And he's like, oh, we're rebels. And he's like, he kills him. He's like, no, I'm a rebel. You're an idiot. And then Spike gets tackled again. And so Buffy's fighting one of them on the car, on a car, and they're jumping around the car. And I couldn't remember this scene very clearly. When she breaks the antenna, I thought she was gonna decapitate him with the antenna, which would have been cool.
Kills him with it?
Yeah, it would have been cool if she had decapitated with him. But then she gets him down with the door open and closes the car door, and that decapitates him.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was creative too.
That was pretty cool. And she closes the door on his head. So during all of this, Justin is chasing Dawn.
Yep.
he tackles her, and
he gets her, and he's like on top of her.
Yeah, and she's just like kind of just sad. She's sad about the whole thing, like that she's the first boy.
Used.
She really likes him. It's her first kiss. He's a vampire. He think she only liked her because now he knows like her sister was a Slayer, and she's just disappointed.
Yeah,
and though we see her stake him with a pencil.
Yeah. Pretty, again, creative kill. What are all of these creative kills?
Yeah, this is a pretty good creative kill episode.
She also kicks him in the nuts, which I liked.
Mm-hmm. Always good. And but she still has his like Letterman jacket on, so that doesn't get dusted because she's wearing it. And she stakes him. So at Buffy's, everybody's leaving for the night. Spike says, "Yeah, I'm gonna take off too," and she tells him, "Good fight." So they have like kind of like a nice.
Yeah, it was a nice moment.
Yeah. Willow and Tara are icy with each other, and Tara's like, "Well, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm just gonna go to bed now that Dawn's safe. Like, we'll just forget this night, basically." And Willow follows after her, trying to talk to her. And Dawn's like in the dining room, and she talks to. Giles says, "This behavior can't continue. Like, it's gonna get out of control."
Buffy's like, "Yeah, great. I'm glad you can handle it.
Don't be too hard on her."
Wow.
And goes upstairs to bed.
Oh my God.
And leaves Giles down there with Dawn. It's crazy. So Giles goes in there to talk to Dawn.
Also, I feel like Giles shouldn't be the one to talk to Dawn about it because
no.
Aside from all of those reasons, but also just because like all he really sees is she did a bad thing, which I get. Like, so he's gonna kind of be hard on her. Buffy, I feel like, can empathize with her more because of some of the things that she's been through.
Yeah, it's true.
So I feel like she could at least, like, she needs to be talked to, but, like, in a certain way. Like, not just completely all negative, you did a bad thing. Like,
being punished.
Hey, I know this is a hard thing you went through tonight. It sucks what happened. You shouldn't have done it. Like, that kind of situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, ease her into the punishment or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Not just like
tell her, like, show her why it was dangerous and why it shouldn't have done it instead of just punishing her for it. But we don't really get that whole conversation, so who knows what Giles said. He says that she's like, "Is this what you tell me? You're not mad, you're disappointed." He said, "Yeah, but I'm also mad."
Which is fair.
Yeah.
She did mess up.
She did, yeah. And then we don't get the rest of that conversation. Yep. So upstairs, Willow and Tara.
Made me so mad.
Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad.
Blood boil.
Willow and Willow starts to talk again about it, and Willow's like, I keep saying the wrong name. Tara says, "You know what? It's been a long night. It's been a long day. We're exhausted. Let's not do this tonight."
Yeah, I think that's fair. Just like take a break.
Yeah, and Willow's like, okay, fine. And she turns around and she finds this little like kind of like dried flower, and says, "Forget." And it kind of like she does a spell, and she gets into bed, and like Tara cuddles up to her.
Super cute, and
yeah,
we should have days like this every day.
Yeah, and then
she's so happy.
Are you still mad? She's like, "Mad about what?" And then Willow's they just go to bed. She's made Tara forget about the fight.
That's evil.
Which is so bad.
Yeah. Like, aren't they have the code of law or whatever, right? Like, she's breaking all these rules.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
She's like out of control.
Like guidelines of like ethical magic, I guess. You know what I mean?
And not ethical.
No.
Also, like if Dawn, damn it, now you got me doing it. Dawn would ever find out. I feel like that would be like a what is that? Like a deal breaker.
A deal breaker.
Yep, 100%. I'd be like, bye.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And that's the end of the episode. So we end on like, that's a very serious action that Willow just took. Yeah. And she didn't even hesitate. Nope. And didn't seem like to have any remorse when she realized what she did. Like,
she seemed happy. She was like, "Oh, great.
She's like, this is great. Yeah.
Phew.
Fixed. So that's the end of the episode. All right. So my favorite quote is when Buffy and Giles are talking after Willow. It's when Buffy and Giles are talking after the engagement announcement. And Buffy says, "Did you know about this?" Giles says, "No, unless I blocked it from my memory, much as I will Xander's vigorous use of his tongue." And Buffy says, "Is that why you're always cleaning your glasses so you don't have to see what we're doing?" Giles, "Tell no one."
That was a good line, yes.
I love that. Because that's something that Giles, it's been like brought up many times about him cleaning his glasses, and now we finally like know what the deal is. I thought it was so funny. And then I thought that my favorite scene was the Willow Tara fight in the kitchen. Because honestly, the biggest like arc about this episode, I would say, is the Willow Tara thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they get to it the most in the kitchen, even though like that whole thing with them is
like over the course of the episode.
Yeah, is important.
The bedroom. Yep.
Yeah. So I think like in the kitchen they get to talk about it the most, so that's why I picked that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite line was Anya asks Tara, "How about you? Have you ever played Shiver Me Timbers?" And Tara says, "I'm not really much for timber." That made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was good. That was really funny.
And then actually my favorite scene was when Dawn staked Justin.
Okay, yeah, that was good.
I like that scene.
Yeah. That was hard for her to do.
Yeah. It was hard for her to do, but also she like it's kind of a realization, like sometimes you can have this what you think is like a nice sweet thing happen and it just kind of unfortunately isn't as it really seemed. Yeah. So she's learning.
Yeah. So my stake rating was I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah. Maybe it should have been higher. I don't know. Okay. So it lays the groundwork for a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a fairly entertaining episode on its own, but it lays a lot of groundwork with the Buffy and Giles thing, the Willow and Tara thing. Like there's a lot being laid here.
Yep.
It is my least favorite Halloween episode, and that's probably why I rated it lower. I think the other two are better. I don't know. Is this our last one? I think this might be our last Halloween episode. We don't get one in season. I don't think we don't get one in season 7 that I can remember.
Disappointing. Okay.
So the other two I like more. Obviously, like I said, Buffy and Giles, Willow and Tara, like big things happening there. That have not been worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like this episode. I gave it a 4.5. I thought it was just, especially like coming off the heels of the last episode. The last episode was so terrible that basically anything they could do in this episode is going to seem really great to me.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how we took a break from the trio. I liked how this episode was a little more Dawn-centric, even though she was a little annoying because she just needs to, I get it, she's a teenager, but she needs to not do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I liked how they finally announced the engagement because we've been waiting for that. They're starting to develop Tara and Willow's relationship a little bit more. I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Like, this can't continue. Like, something's gonna happen. Like, Willow or Dawn's gonna. Damn it, Tara's gonna figure. I'm assuming gonna figure this out. Willow can't just keep hiding everything and like keep making her forget things. So, yeah, Willow needs to be reined in, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and Giles has tried, and Tara has tried, and she just like lashes out.
Yeah, she's being a brat, and she's an adult, so she's acting like a teenager, honestly.
Yeah,
she's being very immature. I'm over it. And then Giles is Buffy's still really looking up to Giles to take care of things, and she's gonna need to learn how to do that on her own.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Again, it sucks. Like, you shouldn't have to do that at her age, but this is just the way it is.
As she wants to keep Dawn.
Yeah.
So
she has to take care of her. She has to be the parent. Exactly.
Unless she wants her to go to her dad.
Yep.
What?
I mean, it seems like Giles is going to be hanging around, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that too. Like, obviously he's not going to be there, so Buffy is going to have to figure that out. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out. And Xander's overwhelmed. He's going to have to figure stuff out. So
that's another thing. Like, he's overwhelmed by this.
Hopefully we're all going to mature and grow up over the course of this season.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Definitely not.
It's funny that you said that. Once you said that about you gave it probably a higher rating because you really disliked the last episode. So the next episode is like 50,000 stakes out of 5. So that's maybe also why
this is your favorite episode, right?
The next one is, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's my question for it?
Okay. So your question for Once More with Feeling is, what condiment stain out of a shirt are they trying to get out of in this episode?
What? That's my question?
Yeah. There's a shirt is stained with a condiment, which...
I mean, ketchup is pretty easy to get out, so I'm going to have to say mustard, right?
Okay. All right.
Because mustard would actually stain. Ketchup should be easy to get out.
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, I know the answer, but I have no idea what's easier to get out. Okay, going with mustard. All right. Oh, God, I just want to... you have to text me when you're watching this episode.
I always watch a Sunday, so...
Okay, well, text me, because I want to know.
Hey.
Oh, okay. All right. So that wraps up season 6, episode 6, all the way. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps and YouTube and Instagram at One Girl and All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back next week with season 6, episode 7, Once More We're Feeling. Slay real soon.
Bye.